When I last left you, I had just completed my eastbound trip from Arizona and had arrived back at my summer home in western Pennsylvania. In this video, I rent a car and take a trip to Provincetown, Massachusetts to spend a week with some friends and do some hiking. I invite you to come along. Now roll that intro. I spent June and most of July splitting time between my summer home and at the treehouse in West Virginia. Then I got ready for a busy itinerary for the month of August. To start, I rented a car and headed to Provincetown, Massachusetts to spend a week with friends. I departed Pittsburgh on Thursday, July the 8th. I did the drive to Cape Cod in 2 days, with an extra day for sightseeing along the way. The first day, I drove 614 miles to Providence, Rhode Island. I spent the next day touring around Providence, and in particular, I hiked the Cliff Walk. This hike is about 3.5 miles in each direction and provides breathtaking views of the ocean as well as oceanside views of the Providence mansions. I hiked the trail in one direction, then hopped onto the public trolley for the ride back to my car. The next day, I drove the remaining 117 miles to Provincetown, with 3 stops along the way. The first stop was for lunch at a favorite restaurant, Caroline's in Eastham, for a lobster roll sandwich. The second and third stops were to visit 2 lighthouses. The first was the Nauset Lighthouse, which is also in Eastham. The second lighthouse was the Highland Lighthouse in North Truro, Massachusetts. While in Provincetown, my friends and I rented an Airbnb for the week. The Airbnb we chose used to be an art school and easily accommodated the 6 of us. We had a great week enjoying the Provincetown vibe. I did a couple more hikes while I was there. On August 1st, I hiked out the Provincetown Causeway to the Woods End Lighthouse. This was a 3.3-mile out and back hike, with much of the route on top of the stones of the causeway. On August 2nd, I hiked the Hatches Harbor Trail to the Race Point Lighthouse. This was a 3.5-mile out and back hike, with much of it on soft sand out to the very tip of Cape Cod and the lighthouse. You also have to plan this hike to coincide with low tide for easiest access to the lighthouse. Saturday, August 6th, I departed Provincetown in the rental car and drove the entire 700-plus mile trip back to Pennsylvania in a single day. I only had one day to wrap up the Massachusetts trip and prepare to depart again on Monday, August 8th, this time in the motorhome to the Badlands of South Dakota. But that will have to wait until the next video. As always, I hope you enjoyed coming along on my travel adventure. If you like what I'm doing here, please consider subscribing. I'll see you in the next one.